Self-love is something that everyone needs to make a conscious effort to focus on, and no one is doing it. There's a level of ignorance still. Statistically, in over 65% of the divorce rate of married couples. Statistically, over 65% of married couples end in divorce. And I believe that it's because of a self-love issue. I think that when people are young and they don't know better, they try to find love outside of themselves. That's why some people are very promiscuous. That's why some people can't be with themselves in their own skin for long, because they're constantly jumping from partner to partner to partner. And I see this as a very common theme. Well, I'd like to tell those people that it's okay and that you are love. You just have to find it within yourself. The point of life is to find love and joy and nothing else. The whole point of living on planet Earth is to experience love and joy. And if you do anything other than that, you will suffer. If you do not love yourself, you're never going to be able to find the love within to share it with someone else. Okay? We did an episode on self-love several months back. I did. So we're going to shine some light and go a little bit further with it now. Okay? Self-love. And last episode that I talked about self-love, I brought up Wayne Dyer and how he used the example of the oranges. Do you remember the Wayne Dyer example? God rest his beautiful soul. Wayne Dyer is another good brother. That's a podcaster and content creator and author that I follow regularly. So Wayne used the example, you have 6 oranges in your sack, and you want to give some of your oranges to someone else. The oranges symbolize love. If you have 6 oranges in your sack and you give 3 oranges to someone else, to your loved one, well, then you have enough love to give, because he has 6 oranges in his sack. So he took 3 of the oranges and he placed the oranges on the side for himself, and the other 3 went to the person that he loves, right? But what happens if you do not have a sack of oranges? What happens if you have 0 oranges in your sack? Remember, the oranges symbolize love. If you don't have any love to give, how are you going to be able to give it? This is why the saying goes, you have to love yourself before you can love someone else. So if you have 0 oranges in your sack, you're not going to be able to give any oranges to anybody because you don't have any to give. Same works with love. If you do not love yourself, you're not going to be able to love somebody else because you do not have any love to give. You don't have any love to give yourself, and you do not have any love to give somebody else. I'm not talking about anything sexual here. I'm not talking about masturbation. Okay? Some people would like to make the joke when I speak of self-love and they bring up the masturbation issue. This is a different kind of self-love. I'm talking about a pure heart, pure love, pure soul. The type of love that you need to give yourself and show yourself in order for you to be able to function, in order for you to be able to get out of bed. Sometimes people are suffering so bad on a daily basis, and the only situation that they're suffering from is a self-love issue. Once they find that love within themselves, they start to feel better. They start to want to wake up and get out of bed more. They want to do things with other people more, okay? So there's like profound changes that happen once you find love within yourself. People want to talk to you more. People want to be in your vicinity more. Something happens to your aura when you find self-love. People appreciate you more. They give you a little more respect. They see something in you that they can't understand. And they tell you, you've changed. I've never seen you like this before. Okay? So this is a profound change that happens when you start to love yourself. You do not have self-love if you're constantly drinking alcohol, constantly doing drugs, constantly hurting yourself in adverse ways. You do not have self-love if you're eating garbage food constantly. Okay? Of course, our taste buds are addicted to a lot of the things that taste great, but you have to make conscious efforts and decisions to eat healthy. Okay? Whole food, plant-based, eat a lot of vegetables. Get away from the meat, because excess and abundance of animal protein causes cancer, okay? And including all of the chemicals and preservatives that they pump in our food, okay? They will say the only reason they put the chemicals in the food is for preservation, but that's not 100% correct. Get away from the garbage chemicals in the food. You start to feel better once you start to love yourself. Once you start to eat healthy food. The information you put into your body is food. Okay? You take on whatever food you eat, and then that food becomes you. Okay? So depending on what information we put into our body will determine how we feel. Okay? So if you're constantly eating fast food, well, you're going to feel very down and sluggish. You're not going to feel very good. You're not going to have a lot of self-love. But if you eat very good food, you're going to feel enriched. You're going to feel vibrant. You're going to feel alive. You have to eat foods that are live and prana. Live prana foods, okay? The breath also is prana. Pranic. The pranic foods, and then you have the breath. This is a life force energy, also called prana, okay? So when I talk about the pranic foods, I'm talking about whole food, plant-based diet, okay? Any whole foods, any plant-based foods that's live, very rich in prana, okay? So look in the mirror if you are lacking the self-love. Here's a nice tool or a nice way to practice your own self-love. Go in the bathroom or in your bedroom or anywhere you have a mirror and stare into the mirror and look at yourself and tell yourself that you love yourself. If it's weird and awkward at first, it's because you're not used to it, and it's also because you do not love yourself. Okay? If you feel weird looking into the mirror saying I love you and accepting it 100%, then you do not love yourself. So this is a nice test to see. Do you feel like weird talking to yourself in the mirror? It's okay. This is practice only for you. Nobody else needs to know. Stare in the mirror, tell yourself you love yourself until you start to believe it. Okay? If you can't do it, then you're lacking in self-love. So this is a good test to see if you could do it. Okay? If you have a hard time telling yourself that you love yourself, then you're lacking in self-love. So this could be a nice practice. Another practice is meditation. As always, I'm promoting meditation for the people who are interested in it. I'm a meditation coach. I teach people Vipassana meditation, and I teach people mindfulness. So if you'd like a session with me, you can email me, jonathan.kwiatek@gmail.com, or you can text me, and my information is below. If you wish, you can also leave a donation. Very soon we're going to get a PayPal going. We're turning conscious endeavors into a business now, so I'm offering free healings, and donations are always welcome if you choose. Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a good day. Conscious endeavors.